Hello beautiful people and welcome. If this is your first time to my channel, it's wonderful to have you here with me. And if you're returning, it's great to see you again. Before I get into the channel message, what I'm going to share with you on this video is the channel message, a page from the Angel Guidance book, and also a card from the Universal Love Healing deck. Please note that this is a collective group message, so it may not align with you, and that's simply okay. Come back and visit me tomorrow where it may resonate with more with what you need to know. Okay, so say what you feel, not think. Do you say what you really feel, or do you dance around it and fluff around it? It's also known as speaking your truth when you share what you feel rather than what you think, okay? What does this actually mean? Because there are so many people that talk about speaking your truth, and yet I feel in a sense that they're not really even sure what that truly does actually mean. So have you had conversations with your partner, family, friends, or even colleagues, and don't say what you really want to say? There's this sense of trepidation, hesitation, that if you really say what you want to say, it's not going to be received that well. And it's purely because you are concerned about their reaction. You don't want to upset them. I hear that a lot. Oh no, I don't want to upset them, so I won't say really what I feel. You worry they will react and view it as a criticism, constructive criticism, or even a personal attack on them. They make it about them. Rather than hearing, this is really important that you hear this actually, rather than hearing your intention behind your words. So what you shared with them, the words you said, they actually mean, right? It's really, I hope this is making sense. Somehow the person has made your feelings all about them. So rather than hearing how you feel and that this has upset you, or you really want to change this, or this is what's going on, they've really gone inward and just heard it as a criticism and a judgment about them. And so really you've just wasted your whole breath, yeah? When you don't share your truth and how you feel, you are putting the other person's emotional state before yours. So you're putting another person's needs and emotional feelings before your own. And so then what happens? We go around not feeling heard because we only really share what we think is safe to share because in fear of someone else's reaction. That's not healthy. It's not healthy for you, but it's also not healthy for the other person. Because what happens when you go around for a long time and you hold that stuff in? So how is that emotionally healthy for you? How does that make you feel heard? Most importantly, you're happy to hurt yourself rather than to be honest and open with someone else. If you're endeavoring to work on self and personally grow, yet you feel like you're almost gagged, I'm going to say that word, and that may sound really harsh, but quietened, or where you feel like you're walking on eggshells is a big one I hear a lot of late. It's coming up a lot. People feeling like they're walking on eggshells in a relationship, in a working environment, with friends. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I had a gentleman that I saw yesterday and he says, oh, really shallow breath. And I said, oh, have you been a smoker? And he said, I've never ever smoked and I'm really dead against smoking. And I said, what's causing the shallow breathing? And then it really came up. It was like, then I asked him, do you feel like you're walking on eggshells, right? In certain situations in your relationship? And he went, yeah. And I said, well, let's look at it logically. When we're nervous to take a step, we like, you know, when that fear, it sort of takes your breath away. You know, when you're in that moment of fear, it takes your breath. So I go, in essence, really, What the meaning behind walking on eggshells means we live in a little bit of fear of what we say and the other person's reaction to it. Are we going to get our head bitten off? Are they going to be pissed off? Are they going to be angry if we share that? What mood are they in when I come home? I'm sure some of you can relate to that, and I'm getting really strong energy. And it's beautiful that the guidance, because a lot of people here are walking on eggshells, but what does it really mean? What does walking on eggshells emotionally do to oneself? How does it make oneself feel? It can cause absolutely short breaths, because it's like, oh, am I going to say that? How are they going to react to that? Can you see my little short breaths? And he just looked at me and he said, that makes so much sense. And I said, okay, let's practice some deep breathing. I want you to bring that into play. Stop telling yourself that, oh, you've always just short breathed. I said, no, something has caused that. Let's get those lungs open and expanding and take some deep breaths. If you feel you're walking into an environment where it's going to cause you to feel like you're walking on eggshells or cause you to feel anxious, take some deep breaths. He was just, and I've slightly digressed, but it's all relevant to feeling like you can only share what you think, not what you really want to say and what you feel, okay? It's not easy to speak your truth. However, it is also not easy to keep carrying the stuff that emotionally impacts you. And by that I mean like walking on eggshells. That is detrimental to your health over a long period of time. It can cause a lot of dis-ease in your body, as in the short breaths. How does that impact your whole overall well-being? We need to look at the bigger picture. It may seem so significant that you feel like you walk on eggshells, but how is that impacting your whole life? I'm going to say that more than likely when you do some reflection, you're going to find that it's impacting you greater than what you had ever thought. This, we're going to feel, right? Stop throwing out assumptions by dancing around the things you really want to share and the things that you feel. You want to feel heard, then only to then expect the listener to hear, feel, acknowledge, validate, understand, and respect what you shared. When you deliver, your delivery was unclear. When we share about only what we think and we don't really say exactly what we feel, we're in essence throwing out assumptions. We're hoping that the listener is absolutely going to get what we're saying. And then we walk around and say, yeah, we told them. Oh my gosh, if I got $1 for every time I have heard that from couples, wow. Yeah, I told them that. I said, yeah, what did you say? They danced around their feelings. So they said what they thought was going to be accepted, emotionally accepted by their partner. So they danced around it and they softened it and they fluffed it all up, and the partner didn't get it. Because really, they've left it open to interpretation. They didn't share what they felt. They didn't speak from their heart. They spoke from their head. Because it was like, yeah, that's safe to say because they won't react or get upset with that, so I'll just say that. When that's not their truth. They were really hurt by a particular situation, or it could be anything. But what are you dancing around and you're not saying exactly how you feel? You're only sharing what you think that they can handle. Does that make sense? Are you saying what you truly feel, or are you only sharing what you think the listener can handle before it emotionally impacts them? Because you don't want to upset them, right? So you'll suffer in silence until it gets to breaking point, and then you'll wonder why they didn't do anything about it. But you were not clear. This is really important. This all flows into effective communication, and respectful listening is part of this. If you want to feel heard, then you need to speak your truth. You need to share exactly what you feel in the words, regardless of how it impacts that person. Of course, say it respectfully. You share it respectfully. It's all about how you feel. It's not an attack on what they did, on their actions, because that person's going to shut down. They ain't going to hear anything. Presentation, how you present how you feel, is so crucial. Your delivery is so important. And being mindful and aware of the words you use. You can deliver exactly what you feel so respectfully, and you'll walk away feeling heard. You got to make that choice whether you're willing to do that and really make sure that your listener is 100% present, and maybe frame it and say, or what I'm about to share with you is not anything to do with you. It's not about you. I just want to share how I've been feeling of late. Yeah? And I really want to make sure that you do not feel attacked when I share this with you, because it is, once again, I'm going to reiterate, it's not about you. I want to feel heard. I want to share with you how I've been feeling of late. You keep framing it for them, and watch their body language and see the reaction. If you can feel they're getting upset, stop and say, what's going through your thoughts right now? How are you feeling? Are you taking any of this personally? Because remember, this is not about you. I just wanted to share how I've been feeling of late. It is so important. You can keep framing it so you don't lose them, right? The listener is not a mind reader. So don't throw out assumptions by sharing what you think, not what you feel. It is so important, and I listen to people's conversations sometimes. I don't intentionally. I do it as part of a study. It's not to know their business, but it's more to learn about how they present something, and then really looking at the way it's received. And I go, that's why that wasn't received real kindly, because there was a little bit of a personal attack in there, or your language wasn't right. You weren't sharing how you feel. It's part of my learning. Unless I do my research, that's my continuous evolving door. So really be mindful. And so that is, and one thing that's just coming up is, you know how you have a conversation and someone will say something and they say it's said in jest and they have a giggle. You do that. And they laugh, right? I'm going to say to you, if you've got someone that does that with you, take note, because that's their truth. They say it in jest or in a laughing manner because that way they feel confident that you will not receive it negatively. You'll laugh at it. In essence, what it does is it makes them still feel like they've shared it with you. Does that make sense? And I'm sure that if you sit and reflect, you've done it. I know I have. Absolutely, I know that I have. Because there are people that I absolutely am 100% sure it doesn't matter which way I present something, they take it as a personal attack. A lot of the people that are like that in my life, I no longer are really in my proximity, because then I feel like I'm not being true to myself. And yeah, I've got a lot of people that are like, Kat, just lay it on me how it is. However, when I share it, it's never about them. It's always about just discussing their behavior. Does that make sense? I said, this is not about you or your personality. It is purely we're looking at the behavior. Yeah? And when I come from that place, they get it. Because I'm not attacking them. I'm not attacking their integrity. We're just absolutely analyzing, if you want, or reviewing the behavior. And that's different, because that person is a beautiful soul. And sometimes, myself included, my behavior does not reflect my soul. And look, we're human, right? And I love it when people will pick me up on that and go, Kat, that wasn't really nice. And I'll go, shit, you're right. I don't take that. I don't defend it because I'm respecting that's their perspective. I want to hear it. So rather than take everything as a personal attack, take it as a learning opportunity. And yeah, we've digressed, but it's important for if you're a listener or if you've been given, someone has spoken their truth with you and you've taken it personally, this is for you. This is for you to take yourself out of it. They may not have the right language. They may not have the skills what I teach. But in essence, if you go, you know what, it's not about me. I know that they love me. They are absolutely just frustrated or hurt by my actions. That's a different thing. And when you really have a look at your behavior and was it respectful? Would you have liked to be spoken to that way? Would you have liked to be treated that way? And if you are okay with that, then maybe there is some work for you need to do on self about value of self. Because I do not allow people to disrespect me. I may not say anything, I'll just distance myself. Because sometimes there's no need for words. So you decide, sometimes it's better just to distance and for those, and otherwise there's times I have a conversation. And at times it doesn't end well. Because I was aware that that person wasn't ready for the truth. I spoke my truth and I did it respectfully. So decide what's good for you, but you know what? Stop sharing what you think and start sharing what you feel with people. Speak your truth. Because otherwise all the things that you don't say sit inside you and they can be really detrimental to your overall well-being. They can cause toxicity. They can cause, dis-ease in your body. And it's come up a bit lately that people are, I can never say that word, decompartmentalizing, especially men. And I'm going, that's not good. Because one day all your boxes are going to be full and then where are you going to put stuff? Where are you going to put it? If you don't offload those boxes, you can't pack them away forever because you only have so much room. So choose to really work through things as they prop up. Don't box them away. Don't suppress them. Moving forward, make sure that you address them as they present themselves. Okay. Let's keep moving along for the page. What have we got today? I love this. Trust yourself. Absolutely. So before I read this message, if you'd like to close your eyes, take a deep breath with me. Just so you can absorb, and I've been short breathing, the words from this message. Your inner compass accurately steers you in the direction of your dreams and desires. Trust the guidance that you receive since it comes directly from the infinite wisdom of divine and helps you move toward the happiness that is heaven on earth. When you're joyful, your light shines more brightly and you inspire others to be cheerful themselves. Trust your inner feelings, ideas and visions as they're God-given or divine-given tools designed to lead you home in peace and happiness. Thought for today. I trust my gut feelings and listen to my inner wisdom. I take steps based on the messages that I receive. I have faith in myself, knowing that I am continuously guided by the love of divine, or guided by higher self. Whatever resonates for you, or your inner gut feelings, your gut instinct, your intuition, whatever resonates with you. But this is really saying, speak your truth, for happiness and joy comes from that. It's so important that we get in tune with ourselves and really do what's best for us. At the end of the day, I say this every day, you are your most valuable asset. And if you put someone else's happiness before yours, how are you ever going to find it? And when you don't share how you really feel and you only share what you think they're able to hear and handle, how are you putting you first? You're putting their emotions and their feelings before yours. So in essence, you're saying they matter before you more than you. That's not very good. Because often we can say to ourselves, oh yeah, we put ourselves first, we matter and we do all this, rah. What are your actions showing you? What are you doing every day? What are your thoughts doing? Are they putting you first? If you're not speaking your truth, you're not putting you first. If you're thinking and you're dancing and you're fluffing around what you really want to say to someone because you don't want to hurt them, means you're putting them first. You're putting their emotional state in front of yours. I'm not saying to be cruel or nasty or unkind. What I'm saying is to be honest and truthful in a gentle, kind, diplomatic manner. And most importantly, respectful manner. And it's achievable. If any of you are saying can't do that, I beg to differ. I absolutely don't agree. So let's keep moving along. What cards do we have today? One jumped out and one I pulled. Healing sounds. Absolutely. Along with the card. It's so important that some of you really have a lot of pain going on, and it could be from not speaking your truth with others and sharing how you feel. What I'm getting predominantly is, wow, there are some of you in relationships that, I'm getting the eggshells. The eggshells are thick. They're really, and it feels like it's a long time that you've not shared your truth. You don't say things in fear of their reaction, and it may be for some of you quite abusive reaction or mentally abusive reaction. So there's fear there. Yeah, I'm feeling that. And absolutely, I respect there are times where when it comes to physical or mental fear, it's not so easy. But speaking your truth is speaking your truth also with self about what is right for you. And as fearful as it is to speak your truth with self, it's time. It's time. So this speaking the truth, are you telling yourself what you think you want to hear because it feels right and it feels safe? Or are you really speaking your truth, your true feelings about how you're feeling within this environment, within that relationship, within that job? We dance around a lot of the truth of self. And it's really hard to own it. And there are some people that I've met that have been lying to themselves or dancing around. I'm going to retract that. That's really harsh. Not lying to themselves. Dancing around the truth for so many years. Not intentionally. I'm not saying they're purposely doing it. They're not even aware. They can sort of feel that they know what's going on, but they choose not to listen to it. And that's because they just don't have the skills. Because we're told, you go to therapists, they all work within the head. That's predominantly where they work, with what's going on in your thoughts, much like personal development. It's all about mindset, yeah? They're missing the link of emotionally what's going on. And if you were asked, what do you feel? What are your feels going on in your gut? What is your gut telling you? What decisions is your gut saying? Mate, the truth comes up. The truth will come up so long as someone is there poking you. They're not allowing you to keep dancing around the truth. I'm very good at poking the bear because I absolutely respect that there is fear there for them. But I know if I can get them to push through that fear while I keep poking the bear, it will present itself, and I'm there to support them through it. Absolutely, there are times where I go, yeah, they're really not ready. I'll push to a point and then I'll come back. But it'll be the next session or the next session after that, they're ready. Because I've poked it, I've stirred stuff, yeah? And so maybe for you, that's what you're feeling when you really go to your place of gut and you intuitively feel, you know what's right. I'm going to say no because it's coming from that feeling. You have this deep knowing. I call it a knowing, but it's a feeling, a deep feeling, what is right for you. But it gets to about here and then this says, oh no, it's too scary. No, push it back down. So go, whether it's meditate, reflect, therapy, yoga, running, exercise. Your truth is within you. It's up to you to decide whether you're willing to feel it or keep thinking it. Wow. And you know, look at the relaxation. Look at the look down. It's this look of like reflection and really going inward to find the answer, not staying here. Go vertical, go down. Down into where the shadows, where the answer hides. So healing sounds. Before I read this, if you want to close your eyes, take a deep breath with me. Just so you can hear the words from this book. The lady holds a crystal sphere through which she is able to access ancient healing sounds. Your ears cannot hear these sounds, for they are vibrations of spirit. But these healing vibrations will be felt on a spiritual level and will infuse and nourish every cell within your body, mind, and soul. Over the next few days, find a crystal that you are drawn to. You don't need to be an expert on crystals. Just pick one intuitively. So in other words, one that you're guided to. Don't think about it. Just go, yeah, I really like that. Yep, grab it, hold it, feel it. Don't think about it. Don't go, oh no, but I like that blue. No, whatever one you picked up first, buy it. Don't think about it. You may want to buy another, but don't let go of the first one, okay? Because that's intuitive. After that, your thoughts come and start looking at the colours and, oh no, I like that colour. I'm sure, I know, I've done it. Try to find one that is small enough to carry with you. You can hold it gently in your hands. Excuse me. Hold it gently in your hands with your eyes closed. Relax and feel the healing energy radiating from it. Each crystal has a particular frequency and healing qualities that is felt on a cellular level. So for me, cellular is inward. You feel it through the whole body. And for some of you who are not into that, I absolutely respect that. You may not feel that. But I'd still absolutely recommend you go and grab a crystal and find one that you know is ethically mined. Sometimes the ones online from like Amazon or eBay, depending where they're from, you know, be really mindful where you get them. That's all I'm saying. I tend to go more to the raw ones because I feel then they haven't been invaded. I don't even know what they haven't been, I don't even know the word, but I feel like they've been hurt. For me, crystals are a living, I don't even know what to call it. I just know that they're living. That's all I can feel. And when I feel it, it's like when it's raw, it's in its natural form. And that's exactly how I love, rather than the polish. Yeah, I do have some polished ones, but I'm not drawn to them as much as I am to the raw. However, it's whatever works for you, and whatever you're drawn to is all that matters. Yeah? So do that. Take time. Take time for you. Really reflect. Okay, what's on the next one? Oh dear. Wow. Fear. Okay. With what I've shared a little bit earlier, not so much about, and look at this, throat. I'm like, what am I fear to speak my truth about? What haven't I shared? Oh, okay. Absolutely, I agree. There are fears sometimes during these videos that I would like to present them in such a different way and really just go all out. and I do pull myself back every now and then, because I feel there are times where I'm extremely confrontational, and the last thing I want to do is fear anyone away. However, over time, I have been becoming more forward in what I have to say, or what I'm guided to say, more to the point. And it's not coming from a place of nastiness. It comes from a place of love and support and guidance. And sometimes I feel like I don't want to enable anybody to sit in their things. Sometimes the shock or things that I say, I hope that will just be that nudge to get you to take action, to get you to move forward. And it only comes from a place of care, not from a place of vindictive, of power, of control. It's never my intention, and it's never from judgment. I don't know why I'm guided to share this, but I am. And so I spoke about being in a relationship, and some of you feel like you're walking on eggshells and this is causing this. Yeah. And some of you, even in the workplace, you've got some bosses, or you're in a work environment that is not serving you at all, and they're quite unkind to you. But you have a fear of, if you speak your truth or speak to someone higher up about your treatment, that you'll lose your job. There's fear there. And just maybe, there is someone up higher that you could go to. There could be a HR department. Look further, look outside the box. There is definitely someone in your proximity that you can go to, that you can trust that action will be taken. Really reflect. Look at the big picture. Don't just look at your superior and their superior. Go even higher up, or go to HR. There could be a private line. I know a lot of businesses have a private line for bullying or workplace harassment. I'm not saying it to that extreme, but if you're feeling like you need to walk on eggshells and there's a fear, that's harassment or bullying of some sort. And that is not a good place or a good environment for you to work in. How are you meant to be happy if you go and spend 8-9 hours in a place that you feel this at times, and then you go home? That's not healthy for you. And no one should be in any environment where they feel fear. I don't know why I'm yawning, but I feel like I'm not taking enough deep breaths, and maybe that's caused through the fear of really speaking about what's going on. So I'm going to really focus on the breath, because, excuse me, but I feel that's extremely rude of me to yawn. So I do apologize. I am so sorry. No excuses. I want to validate each and every one of you for watching this video. So fear is a massive thing that holds us back from speaking what we feel. And so we go to the next best thing, is we share what we think is okay, which is acceptable for that person. And so it takes moving out of your fear and moving out of your comfort zone to finally, because all what you're not sharing is sitting inside of you and festering and causing toxicity throughout your body, which then causes dis-ease. Dis-ease meaning disease. What illnesses have you got? What's causing the illnesses? Is the root cause this? I'm just posing questions, that's it. So let's go to the fear page. Okay, fear. Fear is preventing you from living and experiencing your true potential. Perhaps you have tried to suppress fear, but this has simply locked it away inside you and has cast a kind of invisible shadow over your life. Fear is not necessarily a bad thing. It's a bit of it's good for us, right? We know that. But when our fears blow out of proportion, become irrational and start to control our lives, then it's time to face the fear and heal them. Rather than suppressing your fears, let them surface, come up, Face them one at a time. Give them undivided attention. Acknowledge and love them. Observe and talk to them. Embrace them. With practice, love, and patience, each fear will dissolve and transform to light. The healing power of love will then fill your heart, mind, and thoughts, and you shall come to know and trust that you are always safe. For you are an immortal, eternal child of the universe, an immortal, eternal soul of love. So I love, and it's exactly what I say is, let's poke the bear, and whatever comes up to the surface, allow it to come. Whether it's emotion, whether it's fear, whether it's something you need to share, allow it to come. Do not find it and then push it back down. Because if it's bubbling to the surface, it means you're ready. You are strong enough to really look at whatever it is. Nothing will come up and present itself until you're strong enough to look at it. And that is something that you have to trust with self. Know within your intuition that if something has surfaced and it's in your thoughts, it's time. Divine timing. It's there for you to look at, because when you look at it and allow it and heal and throw it out, it means that you take a step closer to whatever it is that you're wanting to gain. Whether it's become the best version of you, live a better life, find happiness, whatever it is. And it's fearful. But guess what? The outcome outweighs it. Once you do it once and you feel the success of that within you and the pride and celebrate it, you do it once and you go, I can do this. Repeat. 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 You're stronger than what you think you are. And see, think. Because when you go in a place of feel, you will feel your strength. But this wants to take you out. And so thinking does not serve you when you're working on self. This is going to continuously be your battle, is your thoughts. Can't do this, not good enough, not worthy, not deserving. You've heard them all. And you absolutely resonate with what I'm speaking about right now. And that is where I say, shut them down. Stomp them. You have the ability. Do not allow your thoughts to manage you. Promote yourself and become the manager of your thoughts. Because it makes it far easier to gain emotional intelligence. Because they're interconnected. So that's all that's coming through. This is the killer of so many dreams. This is the killer that stomps out success. This creates your limits and beliefs about self. We need to catch this. We need to stomp, crush, do whatever it takes. Believe in you. All is achievable. And yes, we've digressed a little bit, but it comes with speaking your truth of self, okay? So you know how we said, don't speak what you feel, not what you think. And that is also, so it's really highlighted that it's not just with external and with others. Wow, okay, I've just got the final message. That's taken a while because I was like, why am I talking so much about self? And they keep guiding me back to like self, healing self, right? And I'm like, why? When the message was, I can't even remember the message, was about Say what you feel, not think. And now I get it. It's about self, predominantly. Yes, there are fears for some of you that are watching this about speaking your truth with your partner, with a friend, with a work colleague. But most predominantly, what's really coming in strongly now is about self. Stop telling yourself what you think you want to hear. Start sharing with yourself what you really feel. Okay, we finally got there. I hope today that you've gained just even a smidge. Just a smidge. And remember, it takes just one little bite-sized chunk, one baby step towards getting some momentum. If you're struggling to take that baby step, my details are in the description if you want to email me, and I absolutely will reply. So if you're struggling to take that baby step, then your first baby step is to email me. That's a step. And when you've done that, I want you to celebrate that step, because that's massive, just in itself. I want to thank you for spending your time with me, as I absolutely respect your time is valuable. You matter. You matter. You are your most valuable asset. So invest in you every day. No excuses. No excuses. It's time. Remember this. If you enjoyed today's video, I'd be so grateful if you would like the video, subscribe to my channel, and also click on the notifications bell so you'll be notified when I upload tomorrow's Cat's Message of the Day. So for today, take care of you.